Sale. Wave 3 News reporter Cedra Mayfield joins us now live just off Westport Road. And Cedra, what's changed after all these years?
One word: awareness. These lots along this stretch of land near Windy Hills have sat empty since the 1980s because, in part, people believed they could not build here. Turns out that's not the case. Now up to 4 lucky bidders could soon call this land home.
14 years.
The scenic view Terry Lee has enjoyed from her front porch for years could soon change, blocked by several new additions to the block.
Can you imagine a house this size put on those lots? It just doesn't fit.
Lee says this land once belonged to her family, but after uncovering a water main during construction, they opted to sell ownership of remaining lots.
We sold the land to the water company because we couldn't build on it.
That restriction, she says, created by that water main running beneath a portion of the property.
There hasn't been any change, but suddenly now it's okay to build on it.
We have a couple bids on these properties already.
Bill Minish is helping auction off the land online and says the notion that it was ever off limits is a misunderstanding.
There is a 48-inch water main that actually is the water supply for Louisville, Kentucky, that's in an easement on the very back of this property. But I've also been given, and you can see on the website, these drawings that show that houses can indeed be built and fit on these properties.
You would have no yard. None whatsoever.
Leaving neighbors likely to question why here and why now. Simply put, the Louisville Water Company no longer needs the space.
We held on to the property for many years, thinking that we might need it for our water operations. We've determined now that we don't need the property. But before we put the property up to be sold, we did a feasibility study. We wanted to make sure that it was okay for someone to build on this property.
While the auction is not sitting well with Lee,
nobody's pleased with this.
It's drawing interest from realtors and prospective new neighbors alike. A rare opportunity to break ground in Windy Hills for the first time in years. Lee tells me neighbors are planning to hold a meeting later this week to weigh their options. The auction, however, is already live and online. You can find a link to that online bidding right now at wave3.com. Live in the Windy Hills neighborhood, Cedra Mayfield, Wave 3 News.